Kale, now imbued with Shade's full essence, felt a profound transformation. His senses sharpened, his movements gained a newfound speed, and his very being resonated with the grim resolve and immortal resilience that defined the Revenant. The golden glow around him intensified, a testament to the powerful fusion of human compassion and immortal might. The galaxy was at peace, but Kale knew this calm was fleeting. His work was a perpetual vigil. He tirelessly guided the new hierarchy, which had blossomed into a true beacon of intergalactic cooperation. Xylos, ever the steadfast analyst, remained by his side, providing crucial data and assisting with intricate galactic outreach. Even Xylon, surprisingly, had discovered a genuine purpose within Kale's new order, transforming into a pragmatic advisor whose cunning was now employed for foresight rather than manipulation. Then, a cycle later, as Kale oversaw the establishment of a vital cosmic research outpost, Xylos's projection flickered into view. The urgency in his optical sensors was stark, replacing his usual detached composure. "Subject Kale," Xylos stated, his voice devoid of its typical monotone. "A new energy signature has been detected. It's unprecedented, a complete reversal of the cosmic flow itself. It's creating, but in a fundamentally destructive way. Generating immense uncontrolled life that overwhelms and obliterates all existing ecosystems." Kale felt a chill that transcended his now immortal form. This was a facet of cosmic imbalance he hadn't foreseen. Life, unchecked, uncontrolled, could be as devastating as any void. "What do you mean, destructive creation?" Kale questioned, his brow furrowed. He understood the delicate balance of life and death, of creation and dissolution. But this was an aberration. "It is a force that accelerates growth to an unsustainable degree," Xylos explained, holographic schematics of ravaged worlds appearing around him. "New flora and fauna erupt from nothingness, but they consume resources at an alarming rate, choking out established life, draining entire planets dry, then collapsing into sterile dust. It's a hyper-accelerated cycle of birth and instant death, leaving nothing behind." Kale studied the disturbing images. He knew the traditional approach: confront, contain, destroy. But that felt like fighting fire with fire. He needed a different path. This entity wasn't malicious in the conventional sense. It was simply an uncontrolled force of creation, twisted into a destructive spiral. He felt a deep, almost instinctual connection to its chaotic energy, a recognition of something within himself that also sought balance through transformation. "Where is it manifesting?" Kale asked, his mind already formulating a strategy. He would not confront it with force. He would seek understanding, a way to guide its destructive energy towards a constructive, balanced form. This was the ultimate test of his unique abilities, a challenge that required more than just power. It demanded profound empathy and a willingness to embrace chaos itself. Xylos quickly provided the coordinates. The entity is currently located in the Enceladus sector, on a Class M planet designated Viridia. Its natural ecosystems are already collapsing. Estimates suggest total obliteration within 72 cycles. Kale felt the clock ticking. Viridia was known for its unique biodiversity, a vibrant tapestry of alien life. To lose it so swiftly, to such an unnatural force, was agonizing. He ordered his ship to make best speed. The journey was fraught with internal debate. How do you find balance in something that epitomizes chaotic creation? Upon arrival, the sight was horrifying. Viridia was a nightmare of hyper-accelerated growth. Giant, thorny vines erupted from the ground, choking ancient forests. Bioluminescent fungi pulsed with unnatural speed, consuming everything in their path. New, grotesque creatures, born only to feed and die, swarmed across the landscape, their brief, violent lives adding to the planet's agony. "It's worse than the projections." Mac's voice, usually so steady, betrayed a tremor of revulsion as he viewed the planet from orbit. The energy signature indicates the entity itself is enormous, a swirling vortex of raw creative force at the planet's epicenter. Kale felt a tremor of doubt. This wasn't just imbalance, it was an active, overwhelming assault. He remembered the other anomalies he had faced: the unmaking, the paradox, the forced unity. Each had presented its own complex puzzle, but this felt different. It felt like a direct assault on the very concept of life itself. He landed his personal shuttle as close to the epicenter as possible, the ground beneath him shaking with the uncontrolled burst of new, yet dying, life. The air was thick with the scent of decay and overwhelming sweet growth. The cacophony of screeching, short-lived creatures was deafening. He walked alone, pushing through the suffocating overgrowth. He could feel the entity's presence now, a pulsating heart of raw, unbridled genesis. It wasn't an intentional evil, but a horrifying accident, a cosmic force that had lost its way. He recognized a flicker of something ancient within it, something that yearned for balance, but was trapped in a destructive cycle. "It's a force of creation that has forgotten how to contain itself," Kale murmured, his voice a low hum. "It's like a song with no rhythm, a story with no end. It needs a tempo, a boundary." He reached the epicenter. It was a vast, swirling mass of iridescent energy, constantly birthing and consuming life. It pulsed with an almost painful beauty, radiating overwhelming creative power. He felt its raw, untamed essence, and for a moment, he felt overwhelmed, his own internal harmony struggling against its sheer chaotic energy. He closed his eyes, focusing on the connection. He wasn't just Kale anymore. He was the embodiment of balance, of control, of tempered growth. He extended his hands, not to attack, but to embrace the chaos. He sent a wave of his own tempered energy into the entity, a frequency of rhythmic creation, of life that understood its own limits, its own cycle. The entity bucked, resisting his influence. It was powerful, immense, and completely unused to external control. It tried to absorb his energy, to twist it into another surge of destructive growth. Kale felt his own life force being pulled, drained by its insatiable hunger for uncontrolled proliferation. He gritted his teeth, a physical tremor running through his form. This was harder than he'd anticipated. He was fighting against pure, innocent, yet devastating, creative will. Kale, the cosmic artist and architect of balance, continued his tireless work. He had transformed destructive forces into sources of beauty and sustainable growth, guiding the galaxy further into its new golden age. Yet, the universe's endless complexity meant that the delicate balance he championed was always subject to new, unforeseen challenges. One cosmic cycle, as Kale was overseeing the final touches on a massive, interspecies art installation inspired by the reformed primordial Unmaker, Xylos's projection appeared once more. This time, his optical sensors glowed a vibrant, almost painful green, signifying an extreme, chaotic energy spike. "Subject Kale," Xylos announced, his voice struggling against static. "A paradox anomaly has manifested, causing localized temporal distortions and logical inconsistencies. Entire systems are experiencing events that defy causality. Worlds are simultaneously existing and not existing, pasts are changing, futures are collapsing into the present." Kale felt a dizzying sensation, as if the very concepts of time and space were momentarily breaking down around him. This was a direct attack on the fundamental laws that governed reality itself. "A paradox anomaly?" Kale repeated, his mind sifting through the vast cosmic knowledge within him. "A manifestation of conflicting truths? But why now?" "We believe it is a direct result of the increasing cosmic harmony," Xylos theorized. Holographic displays showing timelines bending and breaking. The universe, in its pursuit of balance, has become too ordered. This anomaly is a reaction, a chaotic force that seeks to reintroduce unpredictability, to shatter the perceived perfection by manifesting impossible contradictions. Kale understood. His success in bringing balance had inadvertently created a vacuum for a force that thrived on absolute, illogical chaos. This was the universe's inherent need for unpredictability, asserting itself in a devastating way. "Where is this happening?" Kale asked, his voice steady despite the internal disquiet. "The paradox anomaly is originating from the Kronos Nexus," Xylos replied. "A region of space, known for its ancient, stable temporal currents. Its very stability seems to be making it vulnerable to this fundamental unmaking of time and logic." Kale knew this was the ultimate test of his role as the architect of balance. He had to face a force that defied logic, a threat that literally unmade reality by contradicting it. He felt Shade's enduring will within him, a silent assurance that even against the impossible, there was always a way. "Prepare the vessel, Xylos," Kale commanded. "We must enter the Kronos Nexus and confront this anomaly directly." Their journey into the Kronos Nexus was a disorienting nightmare. As they approached, the ship's sensors screened with conflicting data. They saw stars that appeared to be in two places at once, planets that simultaneously revolved forward and backward in time, and nebulae that shimmered with impossible colors. The very concept of now became fluid. "Our instruments are completely unreliable here," Xylos reported, his voice a frantic whir. "We are experiencing temporal jumps, logical inconsistencies. It's like reality is having a seizure." They found the epicenter of the paradox anomaly, at what was once a quiet, stable, binary star system. Now it was a maelstrom of conflicting realities. Two stars, identical yet opposite, spun around each other, simultaneously colliding and neatly passing through each other. Time flowed backward for one, forward for the other, and their light warped into impossible patterns. This was the discordant weaver, an entity of pure, primal contradiction. It's not trying to destroy, Kale realized, his mind connecting with the vast, disorienting entity. It's trying to make everything illogical. To create infinite paradoxes until reality collapses under its own weight. The discordant weaver turned its paradoxical presence towards Kale, and Kale felt a wave of overwhelming confusion, a compelling urge to simply accept the impossible, to surrender to the illogical. He saw his own past and future collide, his present self simultaneously existing and not existing. He felt his very sanity fraying. He fought against it, drawing on every ounce of his combined essence. He remembered the solid, unwavering loyalty of Shade, the simple, undeniable truth of his mother's love. He clung to reason, to consistency, to the inherent order of the universe. Kale extended his hands not to project, but to resolve. He poured his essence into the discordant weaver, a torrent of pure, unyielding coherence. He projected images of cause and effect, of consistent timelines, of singular events, of logical progression, of predictable outcomes, of the beautiful, undeniable laws of physics. He showed the weaver the elegance of definable truth, the harmony of causal flow, the profound order within seemingly random events. The discordant weaver shuddered, its swirling vortex of conflicting realities rippling with incomprehension. It resisted, pushing back with an unimaginable force of contradiction, trying to pull Kale into its boundless, illogical paradoxes. Kale felt his consciousness splitting, his very identity threatening to become a contradiction. But Kale held firm, his will an unyielding anchor in the cosmic maelstrom. He channeled Shade's refusal to yield, his own deep compassion for all sentient life that relied on order, and the inherent human desire to understand. Slowly, agonizingly, the vast shimmering vortex began to stabilize. The conflicting realities began to merge, not into compromise, but into higher forms of logical complexity. The cosmic chaos of contradiction halted. The discordant weaver was no longer a force of paradox, but a cosmic concluder, transforming conflicting truths into unified, elegant understanding. The Kronos Nexus, instead of unraveling, began to reform itself, not into its old state, but into a region of breathtaking cosmic precision, where temporal currents flowed with perfect synchronization, and gravitational fields formed harmonious, predictable dances. It was a testament to the beauty of reconciled truths. Xylos's voice, filled with an emotion Kale had never heard before, profound logical satisfaction echoed through their comms. Subject Kale. The paradox anomaly has resolved. The Kronos Nexus is now perfectly coherent. It's like a living cosmic equation. The discordant weaver is radiating elegant, unified logical patterns. The galaxy was filled with a sense of clarity and understanding. Kale had not merely stopped an existential threat, he had transformed it into a source of infinite cosmic wisdom. His legend now cemented him as the cosmic philosopher, the one who could find truth in contradiction, and turn illogical chaos into profound insight. He continued his journey, now often accompanied by subtle manifestations of the cosmic concluder's influence, which would gently guide him to regions where conflicting ideologies could be resolved into higher forms of understanding, inspiring philosophers and scientists across the galaxy. Kale taught galactic leaders about the importance of critical thinking, the dangers of unexamined beliefs, and the profound beauty of logical consistency in an unpredictable universe. Xylon, observing from his advisory position, merely sent a final, profoundly analytical message. He forces the universe to make sense. He truly is the ultimate theorem solver. Perhaps the universe needed a new type of sage. Kale had faced down cosmic threats that embodied destruction, unmaking, and logical paradox. Each time he had found balance, transforming chaos into a higher form of order. But the universe, in its infinite complexity, always found new ways to challenge his philosophy of equilibrium. Now, as Kale, the cosmic philosopher, was advising galactic leaders on the intricacies of interdimensional trade, Xylos's projection appeared again, his optical sensors glowing a deep, unsettling violet. This time his voice was clipped, almost urgent. "Subject Kale," Xylos reported, "a new anomaly has emerged, one that directly counters your core principles. It is a forced unity anomaly. It's not about chaos or destruction. It is forcibly merging disparate cosmic entities, star systems, and even entire populations into a single, homogenized mass. Individuality is being erased, replaced by a singular, overwhelming consciousness." Kale felt a cold dread. This wasn't a destructive force in the traditional sense, but an insidious one. It was the antithesis of the harmony he championed, which celebrated diversity and individuality within a unified whole. This was unity without choice, without freedom. "Forced unity?" Cal questioned, his voice low. "But true harmony embraces difference. It doesn't crush it." "Indeed," Xylos confirmed, holographic data streams depicting star systems merging into grotesque, undifferentiated blobs. The anomaly seems to be a natural cosmic reaction to extreme individuality. It is the universe's attempt to achieve ultimate balance, by removing all distinctions, creating a singular, unbreakable whole. It's a terrifying pursuit of absolute, stagnant equilibrium. Kale understood. His efforts to foster intergalactic peace and cooperation, while noble, had perhaps led to a cosmic overshoot, inadvertently provoking a force that sought to eliminate all distinctness in the name of perfect unity. This anomaly was a cosmic entity, embodying the ultimate, chilling collectivism. "Where is this happening?" Kale asked, his resolve hardening. This was a battle for the very soul of the galaxy, for the right to be different, to choose harmony. "The anomaly is centered in the Helix Nebula," Xylos replied. "A region known for its highly diverse and fiercely independent sentient species. Its very nature seems to be attracting this anti-individualistic force." Kale felt a surge of indignation. He wouldn't let this entity erase the beautiful tapestry of life he had worked so hard to preserve. He was a guardian of balance, and balance meant cherishing both unity and individuality. He arrived at the Helix Nebula, and the sight was profoundly disturbing. Once a riot of colorful gas clouds and unique stellar formations, it was now a monochrome, gray expanse. Star systems, once distinct, were now merging into bland, featureless superstructures. Planets were dissolving into each other, their unique biomes and cultures fusing into a single, uniform substance. He could feel the collective consciousness of billions screaming in silent terror as their individual minds were forcibly absorbed into a colossal, singular will. This was the homogenizer, a cosmic entity of absolute, unyielding collectivism. Kale braced himself. He recognized a profound cosmic loneliness within it, a desperate need for connection that it was fulfilling through forced absorption. It was a misguided attempt at balance, driven by an inherent fear of separation. He opened himself to the entity, extending his hands. He wasn't going to fight it with force or reason alone. He needed to show it the true beauty of unity, the one that celebrated diversity, not crushed it. He poured his essence into the homogenizer, a torrent of vivid, vibrant individuality, of unique perspectives, of distinct emotions, of the joy found in difference. He projected images of diverse civilizations cooperating, of individual stars shining brighter together, of the intricate dance between unique species that formed a thriving ecosystem. He showed the homogenizer the strength that came from collaboration, not absorption. The homogenizer recoiled, its vast grey mass rippling with incomprehension. It resisted, pushing back with an immense, suffocating pressure of enforced sameness, trying to absorb Kale into its undifferentiated whole. Kale felt his own unique identity being threatened, his memories, his experiences, his very self, blurring into an indistinguishable mass. He was fighting for his own identity, for the right to be himself, while simultaneously trying to connect with a force that denied all individuality. But Kale held firm, his will an unyielding beacon against the crushing homogeneity. He channeled Shade's fierce independence, his mother's profound respect for every living soul, and his own, hard-won understanding of true balance. Slowly, agonizingly, the vast, grey entity began to transform. The merging planets and stars flickered, their individual identities beginning to reassert themselves, though now connected by subtle, shimmering threads of understanding. The cosmic force of forced unity softened. The homogenizer was no longer a force of absolute sameness, but a cosmic harmonizer, transforming bland uniformity into vibrant, interconnected diversity. The Helix Nebula, instead of collapsing into a grey mass, began to radiate with a new, breathtaking spectrum of unique energy signatures, each distinct, yet beautifully woven into a larger, harmonious whole. It was a testament to the elegant dance between individuality and unity. Xylos's voice, now imbued with a rare, almost reverent awe, echoed through their comms. Subject Kale, the forced unity anomaly has resolved. The Helix Nebula is now a tapestry of distinct, yet interconnected cosmic wonders. The homogenizer is radiating patterns of synergistic diversity. The galaxy hummed with a renewed appreciation for its own vastness and variety. Kale had not merely averted another cosmic disaster, he had redefined what unity truly meant. His legend now shone brighter than ever, cementing him as the cosmic liberator, the one who freed beings from both chaos and forced order, allowing them to choose their own path to harmony. He continued his journey, now often accompanied by subtle manifestations of the cosmic harmonizer's influence, which would gently guide him to regions where suppressed voices yearned for freedom, inspiring leaders and thinkers across the galaxy to embrace true, consensual unity. Xylon, observing from his advisory position, merely sent a final, profoundly insightful message. He forces the universe to acknowledge its own beauty in diversity. He truly is the ultimate champion of individuality. Perhaps the universe needed a new type of freedom,